one of the two newest expansion sides, Bay FC, has signed some big players. Bay added former Scottish international Jen Beattie from Arsenal.
Keep the momentum going here as Wolfsburg have a player. Oh, down, but Beattie's there! Jen Beattie!
I think Jen Beattie is really interesting because 15 years as an international, like a few years at Arsenal, this is a player with the experience to nurture someone next to her.
I'm really excited to see what she can do on U.S. soil now. Welcome back into Attacking Third. I am ecstatic to say that I have Arsenal forever, current Bay FC defender, Jen Beattie with me here in the studio today. Welcome, Jen.
Well, welcome. Thank you for having me.
I hear that you had some time with the Morning Footy crew. How did that go?
I did. I had a lot of fun. They're an awesome team to be a part of.
So you've taken one or two of their jobs?
Ooh, just one.
Just
if they'll
one.
have me.
Perfect. I have to ask you from the jump, obviously, huge difference from North London to the Bay. How have you acclimated, both just on field and also just, have you found a home spot? Do you have a coffee shop? What's going on in the Bay?
Funny you ask coffee shop. I think Blue Bottle is my third home at the minute, shall we say. Between London, the Bay and Blue Bottle, they're my three homes. But no, it's amazing. What a place to live. To move from London to California under the sunshine, it's awesome.
Do you have a go-to coffee order?
At the minute, it's iced Americano with oat milk.
Okay, we need to get Blue Bottle to just like rename it the Beattie, just at all of their Bay locations.
I appreciate that.
Perfect. Well, we'll get the sponsorship together. It's fine. And want to talk a little bit more about what's been going on field. You obviously took the chance to come to an expansion side, Bay building out. So that gives you a massive foundational place, especially since you are such a veteran player. Albertine Montoya, great coach, has a philosophy of playing beautiful football, which is a little bit different from the styles that you see more often in NWSL. How does that match up with sort of your experience abroad, coming here, and how has that sort of been your extra strength in sort of helping younger players along?
Yeah, I think, well, first and foremost, I think that was probably the biggest pull for me to sign for the Bay. I think the NWSL was always an incredibly attractive league that I always had an eye on to come out and play eventually. But with calls with Albertine and the rest of the staff at that time, the style of play was the sell. And I think that's become so apparent in recent games. And of course, we've needed the time to gel and really get to know each other on and off the pitch. But things seem to be clicking at the right time. And we've had a number of wins under our belt and really pushing for that playoff spot.
Having the opportunity to talk to Albertine on coaches' calls, I can totally understand how that's a big sell. He's just a lovely coach.
Oh, yeah.
That aside, I know you obviously have some former teammates that are already in the league. Rafaele, Claire Emsley from Scotland, and then also Tobin. Did you manage to get any advice out of them ahead of your deep dive into NWSL?
Probably Claire Emsley, first and foremost. She was a Scotland national teammate for such a long period of time. Was lucky enough to go to her wedding last Christmas break, and she loves it out here. She's a huge fan of the league, lives in LA, loves it out there. So yeah, of course, I tried to pick as many brains as possible, get as much advice for people who've played across different teams, but they all spoke so highly of it and really encouraged me to do so. Steph Catley was another one at Arsenal that had played on a number of teams out here, and she was one of the first players I told the news at Arsenal before I was leaving, and she was ecstatic for me. She was so happy.
We need to cut Catley a check. Thank you, Steph. I do want to move on to sort of the charity, not the charity work, but your philanthropic work, especially around breast cancer. I think that it's touched a lot more people than people anticipate. I had a scare when I was much younger too. And the scare alone shocked you to the core. And I think you had expressed previously that your support system was one of the greatest assets that you had to help you through. How have you tried to pay it forward?
Yeah, I can't emphasize that enough. I got diagnosed in October 2020 in the middle of COVID, and having my teammates and staff there through absolutely everything when I was away from family, I was away from friends. They were the best thing that could have happened to me at that time. But I think off the back of that, it's just about raising as much awareness as possible and trying to normalise the conversation around cancer, because I think that's important. We're great at talking about the easy things in life, but the difficult things not so much. So that was my kind of raise awareness, early detection saves lives, and try and normalise a really difficult conversation.
Yeah, I think those are really, really good conversations to have. How did Pink Ribbon Good enter the conversation for you as you came stateside?
Yeah, so when I was in London with Arsenal, that's where I started the charity work, but I basically didn't want that to end when I signed for BFC. It became a big part of my life and a great way to connect with the community and to continue that job of raising as much awareness as possible. And staff at BFC were incredible, to be honest. They were the ones that put me in contact with Pink Ribbon Good, and we started that relationship at the start of the season, which I was just so happy about. And to continue that work out here, met some incredible people, and they're such an amazing charity. They focus on transport for patients going through treatment, providing healthy meals, and that was the one thing that I was given to as an athlete at Arsenal. So for people going through it that didn't have that just seemed really special and something that I wanted to get to work with.
Yeah, that shows a lot of heart in a very difficult time too. You are obviously nominated for the Lauren Holiday Award, which is massive, which be sure to get out there and vote for Jen Beattie. It's now in the fans' hands. Help support Pink Ribbon Good as she goes forward. I do want to turn the conversation a little bit to soccer football culture here. Okay. What are some of the things that you've noticed differently about sort of the fan culture and just how Americans receive the game as someone who's played the majority of her career abroad? Yeah,
to be honest, that's been one of my favourite things. I will say that for soccer, even though it's not the biggest sport here because you guys have so many popular sports, my favourite thing about here is the whole event that is around the game. It's not just about the soccer, right? When you go to a game in Europe, it's quite serious and it's very much the attention's on it, which has its pros and cons. But here it's the fireworks, it's the music, it's the DJ, it's everyone having the best time. The tailgating was such a, not a normal thing for me, which I still haven't done yet. But that for me is seeing the excitement and the culture. And aside from that, even within the Bay Area alone, to be a part of the first pro team in the area that I think has been craving it for such a long time, with Santa Clara, Stanford being a huge part of the culture of college culture over there. So to be a part of the first pro team, it's just felt so special. And the way that the fans have got behind it has really been awesome.
So now I have to ask, because you haven't scored very many goals. They've been impactful goals. Yeah. If you could, we're going to do a little hybrid, right? We're going to bring some football into our soccer. Okay. If you could have any song sung for you, that will be essentially the Jen Beattie song. Wow. What song would you pick?
Wow. Any song? Like a celebration song?
Yep, whatever you want.
No, you've put me on the spot again.
I know. Do, 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 do.
Have you got an idea? What would be yours? I'll throw it back.
Ooh.
I need some thinking time, so I'm going to throw it back.
Well, I don't want to go old-timey, so I like hip-hop. I think you're more, you're country girl, pop?
I'm I like hip hop. I like 2000s hip hop.
2000s
hip hop?
Like
50 Cent, like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
If I can, 50 Cent. I don't know why I thought about that right now.
Can we go, I know you're a believer, right? Can we go, Beattie, 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 oh. No.
There you go. Okay.
I mean, I don't want to. That's just an entrance
from you. Not where we've gone for. We have to go with that now.
Perfect. I'm like, listen, Bay, you're gonna have to do some heavy lifting. Maybe get some harmonies going. I don't know. And I'm gonna ask you another musical song. Okay. We have an Attacking Third playlist that we ask guests to contribute to. Okay. What song do you want us to add to our playlist?
Luther Vandross, Never Too Much.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well now we've got some more smoothness in there.
Just old school there.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I say that's my karaoke song, but I never really do karaoke. But that is my
so
karaoke
now
song.
I know I need to get you tailgating. I'm inserting myself into these activities. Okay. Tailgating and karaoke.
Great.
We're going to get this done. Okay. I have one more hard ask of you. Okay. And that's going to be your best 11 of your teammates, current and former.
Oh my word. Right, best 11. Uh-huh. Karen Bardsley in goal. Okay. I'd go right back Lucy Bronze. Centre back with Leah Williamson. I'd put myself in.
Okay, fair.
Left back Steph Catley. Number 6 Kira Walsh. Number 10 Kim Little. The other 10, I'd go Jill Scott for a bit of fight. Yeah? A bit of fight in there.
Jill will knuckle up.
Kind of gutted Caroline Weir's not in there. Scottish internationalist, unbelievable player. Probably the most underrated in Europe, actually. currently at Real Madrid. My wingers would be Lauren Hemp.
Okay.
My number 9. Who would I go number 9? You know what? I'd probably go Ellen White.
Ellen White?
Yeah.
Okay.
My right winger would be Beth Mead.
Beth Mead. Yeah. I got to hang out with Beth over the summer with puppies, so I would put her in nevertheless. That is a very electric starting 11. I mean, I'd fear them.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to play against them.
Okay, we're going to do, I lied. I have one more game for you, and it's going to be this or that, so it's much easier. Okay. So it's going to be the U.S. versus England edition, this or that. Soccer or football?
Football.
Bay Area or North London?
Ooh, North London.
Okay. Tea or coffee?
Controversial. Coffee.
Harry Styles or Justin Bieber?
Biebs.
Ooh.
Justin Bieber.
Kelly Smith or Brandi Chastain?
As footballers, ooh, Brandi Chastain.
Okay. Sipping wine in California or beer at your favorite pub?
Sipping wine in California all
You're
day.
a Cali girl already.
Napa Valley specifically.
Fish and chips or chicken fingers and fries?
I'm vegan.
Okay,
Neither.
so vegan fish and chips or vegan chicken tenders and fries?
Ooh, vegan chicken tenders and fries.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
They're my pick too.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us, Jen. This has been an absolute blast. Please come back soon, but I will link up for the tailgate.